everyone. So welcome back. I just wanted to actually okay. I just want to come on here and talk a little bit about just being true to yourself and being true to who you are. When growing up, I just remember consistently just kind of trying to match up with everybody else and what everybody else was doing, what everyone else was saying, what everybody else liked. And in the midst of that, I feel like I lost myself a little bit. Well, no, I won't say lost myself. I just didn't actually find who I was. Fast forward to sophomore year. Sophomore year, I came to the feet of Jesus. He, changed everything for me. However, I got to church and I started doing the same thing. And I realized one day, it was like God just gave me this wake up call, like, Haiti, you're in this constant cycle of wherever you go, wherever you are, whoever you're around, it's like you have to like what they like. You have to be the way that they are. And I just found myself being like this image of this woman, and it just wasn't me. She wasn't bad. It's almost like I was trying to make this perfect person, and A, that doesn't exist. B, it just wasn't me. And so I started to let go of certain things. I started to let go of having to be perfect. I started to let go of um, the need for people to, think that I was perfect, or the need to have to agree with people so that they'll be okay with what I say. I started actually stating my opinions. And that's, it's stuff that I still struggle with today, but it's decisions that I consistently make. Like, no, like, I'm going to give my opinion. I'm going to say that I like the things that I like, say that I don't like the things that I don't like. I'm going to say what I want to say. You know what I mean? A lot of times I would hold things back, and it's not even big, like anything that's a big deal. I was just so afraid of not being accepted. And I had to let that go. And I want to tell you today, if that is you, let it go. And it's okay to let it go. It's okay for everyone not to like you, or it's okay for everyone not to always agree with you. Because hear me out, just because you disagree with somebody doesn't mean that you guys can't be friends. It doesn't mean that you guys can't still roll in the same friend groups or anything like that. That's one. And two, if they do walk away from you, that's okay. That's a part of owning who you are. You have to value yourself. When you start to really transition into living, just authentically, not making moves based off of what other people think, but based off of what God thinks, your life is going to change. You're really going to, like, the way that you look at yourself is so different. You value yourself so much so that you will say what you believe. You will talk about it. And if somebody doesn't agree with it to the point where they want to walk away from you, okay. It might have hurt me that you walked away. It might have hurt me that you left me. But my beliefs, my stance, my morals, the stuff that makes me me are not going to change because of that. Now, let's not get this twisted with, oh, that's just how I am. I'm not changing it, because we all have some ugly in us. We all have some faults. We all have our stuff, We have things that we have to work on. And if your friend calls that out, or your sister, your brother, anybody, close to you calls it out and is giving you this constructive criticism, or the Holy Spirit calls you out, because he don't play. Work on it. I think it's important to accept, like, okay, like, I struggle with my attitude. I can be really rude sometimes, and I let my attitude out at the wrong times. Okay, I accept that. I accept it. You see that? I'm self-aware. I accept it. Now, what you do with that information is key, because you can either say, okay, well, that's just how I am. All right. If you don't like my attitude, don't be around me. If you don't like my attitude, then don't talk to me. It's not the best thing to do. And it's not the most Christ-like thing to do. God is continuously perfecting us. Let's go back to the attitude scenario. Okay, yeah, I have an attitude, this and that. I accept it. I understand it. Someone called it out and made me realize it. What I do with the information, right? Um, am I just saying, okay, well, that's how I am. Nobody's going to change that about me. Or am I going to say, okay, I'm going to work on it. God, help me with this attitude, and just trying to deal with situations better. Closing your mouth when you don't have anything nice to say, like instead of being rude about it. It's different when you're working on it. You know what I mean? It's okay to have your stuff. It's okay to have your issues and to have the things that you need to work on. It's okay. It's okay not to be perfect. I will end the video with this. If somebody walks away from you because you have your stuff, it's okay. It is okay. You're working on it. And sometimes it's not even something you need to work on. It's just something that they're not okay with, and that's okay. But if they walk away from you, that's okay, because there's one that will never walk away from you, and that is your constant one. And I refer to God as my constant one all the time, because when anyone else has looked away from me or has said, you're doing too much, I don't mess with that, whatever. Like, they just haven't been accepting of something about me or in me. God never walked away from me. When I failed, he was still there. When I was down, he was still there. When I was up, he was there. When I was most unlovable, he was there. In my ugliest, darkest, most terrible moments, he was there. Throughout my worst decisions, he was there. And he's there for you. He loves you. He's with you. He's not going to leave you.